lovelies, Sophia here and welcome to my channel. This is the first live I've done on this channel, although I do have another channel. So let's see how this one goes. Let me just set it up so that I can see any chat. I can't see it all on my camera because it's only limited. I don't know who will join in as it is the first time. Excuse the lighting. I know I've got my tarot cards out from my other channel. I will just move those. Okay, let's put this little candle burning there instead. Hello, Iman, my lovely. Stalking me on this channel as well, are we? Okay. Let's put that there. Right, so we can see it. And I will block myself here. Right, I might just move the camera up a little bit. There we go. Hopefully it won't fall down. Right, so as I say, I don't know who's going to join in here. Who's going to be around? What's going to happen on here? But it's just going to be live questions and answers. So I just want to reiterate for anybody who comes across this, this is a second channel of mine. I do, I know, Iman's just said it's been a while since I've done this type of video live on YouTube. It's because, first of all, I've only just reached 1,000 subscribers, so I do thank you all. So you can't really do a live unless you've got over 1,000 subscribers. And also I did stop posting videos on this channel because I moved to Instagram because I prefer to coach or mentor people one-on-one rather than just making loads of videos, because all the videos that I've done are the basics. On Instagram I have evolved more. We're always evolving. So yeah, so now I've reached 1,000. I thought I would do a live to help answer anybody's questions about getting what you want, because what you want is already yours. Excuse me, I am just getting over COVID, so I do have still a little bit of a cough, but hey ho, it's a damn sight better than it was. Yeah, a lot of people, Annie Mann's also said as well, some people prefer YouTube than Instagram. Okay, so that I just want to, as there's nobody asking any questions at the moment, again to say that what you want is already yours. Okay, you cannot desire something unless it is there, it's meant for you. So if you get a desire, whatever it is, to have something or to be someone or to do something, it's already yours. But with a lot of with a lot of people, it's what's held me back for a long time was because I thought I had to try and change the 3D and to try and get something out there. And that's not how it works. Okay, you are out there is just the photocopy of whatever you're doing in here. So if you're looking for proof or for anything out there to see if what you want is coming, you're wasting your time, because if you haven't done it in here, you're not going to see it out there. Okay, if I put this into a photocopier, it's not going to come out as this. Okay, so it's going to come out with whatever you put in there. Like today, for instance, we went out for lunch. It was cloudy. I thought to myself, no, this is my reality, my kingdom, as I call it, because I'm queen of my kingdom. This is my kingdom. I want sunshine. Okay, and it was thick cloud, not even like a patch of blue sky anywhere. And I knew that in order for me to see it in the copy, to experience it physically, I had to go within and change and visualize it. So I imagined sat there with the blue sky, overlooking the water, you know, the sunshine out. It took about 20 minutes before the sun came out, the cloud all moved, and it was perfect. Okay, so hello, Dina, my lovely. How do we deal with intrusive thoughts? Right, your thoughts, we have about 60 odd thousand thoughts a day. You can't ignore them. If you ignore them and resist them, they will persist. So what I do is because I know that out here, I don't even look at it as out here, it's all one. You are reality. There's no separate. Okay, there's no separation. And that's what kept me stuck for a long, long time, was trying to think that I would stay within, doing a technique, and then wondering where it was. Okay, but now I know how it all works. Okay, is that, but everybody's minds are different. Okay, so an intrusive thought will come in from it. I've decided what I want, because what you want already exists. That we are multi-dimensional beings. Okay, so all versions of us exist. Of us, of everybody. Not physically, but multi-dimensionally. Okay, quantumly, spiritually, energetically is the word I'm looking for. So when we have a desire for something, so say it might be wanting to get with a specific person, wanting to get married, wanting to have a job, money, whatever, okay, that desire is trickling through from a timeline that already exists right now, because there is only right now in time and space. Okay, so it's trickling through from a timeline where you, Dina, are already experiencing it. So you get it trickle through, you get that sort of, oh, I'd like to do that, or have that, or be that, okay? So in that moment, the minute you decide that you want that, it's yours. You shift into that timeline where you've got it, but you're not going to see it straight away, okay? But then people say, well, nothing's changed. It's not here, and then they go back to that timeline where it's not there. You have to have that faith, okay, that if you've claimed it, if you've chosen that that's what you want, and you've decided that that's what you want, you have to accept it as yours, assume it is yours right now. Okay, so an intrusive thought comes in. So because I am now unbothered by the 3D, we'll call it the 3D, I'm unbothered by it, I'm unmoved by it, because I know whatever comes up is just old programming, old assumptions, old beliefs, old stories I've told myself, old self-concepts, okay, it doesn't matter, old expectations. So they come up and it's the opposite of what I want, and I just tell myself, I don't care. That's not how it is. Okay, so I do an instant putting the news story on there. Okay, so that's where your techniques can come in. You can either go back and close your eyes and do a quick visual. Okay, a visual only needs to be 17 seconds or more. That reminds you, like I did with the weather today. No, in order to see it out there, I've got to see the sunny weather in here. And then it will get copied out or reflected back to me. Out there is just the mirror or the photocopy. Okay, so it's coming up for you to revise it. Okay, so for you to put the news story in its place. Okay, so if I'm wanting lots of money, and a thought comes up, an intrusive thought that's a bill to pay, or I'm looking at my bank account or whatever, okay, then that's where I have to keep in here the news story. Okay, whatever is still unfolding or being reflected back to me, I have to keep saying to myself, oh, another bill. That's fine. I pay my bills effortlessly because I'm rich. I've got plenty of money. Okay, or I will... so I'm unmoved, unbothered. So in reality, I don't call it reality because you're 4D, your thoughts are the real reality. The 3D is not the real reality, it's the copy. Okay, it's a byproduct of what you've been doing in here. Excuse me. So I will Obviously, if I had no money in my bank account at the moment in this time and space, okay, even though I'm in here saying I've got lots of money, okay, then I will pay what I can or whatever, okay. I don't go back into thinking, oh no, I haven't got any money or whatever, because I'm going to keep seeing that in place. Okay, so any intrusive thoughts, don't resist them, look at them. You don't have to engage in them. You don't have to be sucked back into the old story. You just acknowledge it. Okay, that's come up for me to revise it or whatever. Okay. How to deal with belief if we struggle to believe. The biggest thing that helped me to believe was to keep testing it. Your whole life is what you're doing in here. Okay, and it took me a long time. I mean, I'm 56, nearly 57, and I didn't come across this till I was 50, 51, 52, maybe 50. Okay, I got into the law of attraction first. We're getting like material things, but it was, you know, oh, you have to be in a high vibe and giving thanks and all this, and it was, I just couldn't maintain it. I'm not that type of person. You know, people, your whole world is a reflection of what you're doing in here, whether you're depressed or a rabbit on speed or whatever. Okay, it doesn't matter. So you build up that faith and your trust by testing the law. Okay, right, this is what I'm having. This is what I want. Okay, and sticking to that story. Remember, you cannot serve two masters. So the minute you decide that you want something, you can't go and say the opposite. Even when a doubt comes up, it comes up and you're like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. I'm unmoved, unbothered by the 3D. I know my truth. Okay, nothing can throw me off. This is what I'm having. Because there's already a man that's already doing it. Okay, whatever it is, there's all versions of you exist. Creation is done. So technically, you're not manifesting anything because creation's already done. You're just doing whatever you want in here, which is the real reality. And as automatically, it gets reflected back to you. As within, so without. Okay, so for a long time, I was trying to change the 3D or doing the techniques, thinking that the techniques would bring me what I wanted. Was the magic, when it's not. You're the power source. I am who you're saying you are. Okay, so if you're saying I am in a loving, committed relationship, remember, it's who you say you are and what you say you have that you're going to get. So if you're saying, right, I really want SP, okay, and you are definite that that's the person you want. If you're not sure if that's the person you want, then just be general, like love. You know, I am in a loving, committed relationship with the man of my dreams. Okay, if there's nobody in particular. And then, but you have to go through your day reminding yourself, oh yeah, I am in a loving, committed relationship. Oh, I love that. You know, I'm so loved and adored and cherished. It doesn't matter whether it's not physically happening. Unless you're doing it within, you're never going to see it out there because it's the copy. Okay, nothing starts in the 3D. You're the cause, the 3D is the effect. Okay? Excuse me. So like I said, at lunchtime, you know, overcast, not even a patch of blue anywhere. No, I know that my kingdom or my realm, I don't call it reality because this is the real reality. The 3D is not the real reality. Okay, so if you haven't done it in here and you haven't stuck to the new story, you're not going to see it out there. I don't even bother looking at the 3D anymore. I know that if I've done it in here, it's automatically going to be reflected back to me. And that's the biggest thing that I took so long for it to sink into my brain that the techniques are only to remind you of who you're saying you are and what you're saying you have. And that there's nothing happening out there. It's just a copy. You'll know when it's shifted, okay, because you'll get it reflected back to you. So remember when I said about the tree in the garden next door, wanted that gone. I didn't go around and speak to the neighbours. I just imagined it was gone. Took about 2 months, but it went. The young couple across the road who were living with their mum and dad, driving me mad with their door banging of cars and whatever, you know, they had to go this year. They had to go. In my kingdom, they had to go. But I didn't send them off maliciously. I said to myself, I told myself the story that, oh, that couple moved out, they got a nice place to rent. Okay, now logically, if I logically didn't know about the law, didn't know that I was consciously creating everything or seeing everything, okay, then I would have been thinking, well, they live with their mum and dad, they've been there 2 years because obviously they haven't got the money to live anywhere else, that's why they've been living with mum and dad, and I would have come up with a whole different story. But because I know the law and because I know that everyone is me pushed out and everything is a copy of what I'm doing in here, I just stuck to that story. When they were banging their car doors and whatever, I wasn't like bothered. I was like, oh, that's them moving. They moved 2 weeks ago, they moved. Okay, so whatever you want to see and experience, if you haven't made it feel natural and normal in here, you're not going to see it be there in 3D. Okay, so again, the 3D is the photocopy. If I'm photocopying this, it's not going to come out as this. Okay, the photocopy doesn't rule the photocopier. If I've got this in my head, then that's what I'm going to see. Okay, so let me come to your question. Hello, Jess, my lovely. How are you? So, Dina, these intrusive thoughts feel like OCD. These thoughts are because of deserving. These thoughts are because of deserving love. My mind is fighting me. Okay, I create affirmations that I'm worthy of love. These thoughts disappear but come back again. Yeah, remember, it's repetition. An assumption, when persisted in, hardens into fact. Okay, although your senses deny it. So I want you to remember that you are perfect. You are love. You are everything. You are reality. You are already love. There's no conflict in the divine mind. You are one with source. Okay? The universe isn't separate from you. You are the universe. You are the vortex. Okay? You are everything. And everything is you. You don't need to go searching for love. You are love. Okay? So you are giving it to yourself. You know, yeah, I'm worthy of love. I'm amazing. I'm first best. Men forsake or women forsake all others to be with me. That's in your marriage vows. Do you forsake all others? Okay, yeah, you know, it's having that confidence. It really is. And it took me a long time to have that confidence to know that if I want to see my out there change, I've got to change it within here. And I'm perfect and amazing as I am. What's not is the story I'm telling myself, what I'm expecting, what I'm believing, what I'm being fed by media or society or the government or whatever. No, you're the law. You make the rules. Believe me, I've made up some rules saying that this is the rule in my country, and it's happened. Okay, you do you. It's your world. Whatever you say, you control the weather, you control everything and everyone by what your story you're telling yourself. Okay, your quantum bubble is unique to you. Nobody will ever experience what you're experiencing in your quantum bubble. It's your personal reality. So don't be scared. You're writing your script to your movie. Okay, that was the biggest thing, was fear. I don't fear anything anymore. You chuck anything at me and I'll just put a different story in place of what I want to see. Okay, so if I want something, I have to say to myself, right, well, there's already a version of me that's got it, because I would not be able to think of it if there wasn't a version of Sophia that's got it, whether it's good, bad or ugly. Okay, but I'm choosing, do I want this or not? Okay, so if I choose it, I claim it as mine and I accept it's mine right now. I'm not waiting for it. There's nothing to wait for. You've got to give it to yourself. Experience it within, whether you're scripting, whether you're visualizing, whether you're doing inner conversations with somebody, whether you are affirming. Okay, affirming is just a statement that you're putting on there. Okay, so you're putting in its place. You are love. Of course you're worthy of love. You were born here to thrive, not to have a shit life. That's just those of us that have been asleep. You know, believe me, hands up, I've had a, pretty shit life, on and off periods in my life. Okay, there was one point 20 years ago I wanted to take my own life. So, but now I know where my mind was, what I was expecting, what I was believing and assuming. I don't assume that anymore. I tell myself a different story. The past and the future are right now. There is only right now. Okay, you can't physically go back into the past, but you can in your thoughts. And if you, every time you go back to a past memory, if it's a nice memory, that's fine. But if it's an unwanted memory, you've lit it up again. So you can say to yourself, I don't want to experience that anymore. What would I have liked my childhood to have been like? What would I have liked my relationship to have been like? What would I have liked my work in life to be like? Okay, and then you just put, well, it's always been, I've always been accepted. I've always been appreciated, valued, loved, adored, cherished, chosen, prioritized. Okay? So whenever you remember, the minute you decide that you want something, love, to be chosen, to be prioritized, you might say, right, I remember it's your I am. I am is usually affirmations, isn't it? I am in a loving relationship. So, Dina, you could try ask-formations. Why am I always loved and adored? Because there's no resistance. When you're saying I am, if you're struggling with that, do why or how. Okay? How, why do I always feel so loved, adored and cherished? Why do I always feel so chosen and prioritized by the man I love or the person I love? Why am I always so rich? Okay, you can do those. It will release the resistance. Okay, just remember, when something comes up, it's just there to be pruned. You don't have to fight it off. You can't mess up what you want. It's already yours. But you do have to keep repeating the new story so that it overrides the old one, okay? So that you start to make it feel natural and normal, that it feels unnatural and normal not to have it. And that is persisting in the repetition, okay? Sometimes I will just do something once or twice, okay? And yeah, I know, I feel natural, I feel normal, it's fine. But if I do have a little bit of resistance, then I will keep repeating it, okay, until it does feel so normal and natural that I know it's a done deal. It's, remember, what you want is already yours. Nobody can take it away from you, my lovely. Nobody on this planet can ever take what you want away from you, because it's your personal reality and what you want is already yours, okay? Jess, my lovely, what's the story of it? I'm doing good this weekend. I'm moving in a roommate place. It'd be nice to have my own room. Funny thing, the guy who I was attracted to is renting it to me. Lately, I'm just working on my self-concept more. Remember, Jess, you don't have to work on your self-concept. You're perfect as you are. What you want is already done. Okay, accept it as yours. Right, that's mine. I want a great big house for free. It's yours. It's already yours right now. Okay, but you have to keep reminding yourself that you've got it. Remember who you say you are and what you say you have. You don't have to work on your self-concept. Okay, when you keep coming back to, I've got to work on my, yes, it helps, believe me. If I had not done that, then I wouldn't have the, I mean, I've always been a confident person, well, in my sort of 30s, 40s and 50s, but very insecure in other areas of my life where I've had that growing up with the opposite story. Okay, remember, it's just a story you're telling yourself. What you want is already yours. The minute you decide, that's what I want that man, I want this, I want that. Does that feel good? I had a desire pop up yesterday. Just suddenly bubbled up. Ooh, I thought, ooh, yeah, I like that. So what would I need to think or experience within me that implies that I have it? So it could be somebody asking me, let's say it was a holiday, okay? Hey, Sophia, have you booked a holiday, going on a holiday this year? Yeah, I've booked a holiday. It's going to be plenty of sun, sea, sand, romance, sex. Okay, because I know whatever I want is already mine. So you haven't got to earn anything. You haven't got to deserve anything. It's yours. The minute you decide it, you've moved into that timeline where it is. But then we become impatient. Well, I ordered it 5 minutes ago. Where is it? It's not a pizza. Okay? You have to walk in that blind faith, in that assumption you already have it. You already are it. Okay? Your I am. Okay? Where your I am is where everything is. Where God is, if you want. Okay? You are everything. And everything is you. You're not trying to get something. Remember, if you haven't done it in here, you're not going to see it out there, because out there is just a copy. Be unbothered by the copy. Whatever comes up. Yeah, right. Okay, this has come up. I'm unbothered. I know my truth. I know what I'm having. I know what I've ordered. Okay, you're not trying to get something. You've claimed it. You've accepted it's yours. So, but you have to keep reminding yourself of who I am. I am Jess, who lives in my own house for free. The how, not your job. When? Right now. Because if you're not giving it to yourself right now, it ain't going to be copied back. It can't be reflected back. Okay? So you make it feel normal and natural within. It will automatically feel normal and natural. That's the biggest part that I was missing. And that's what took me the longest. Believe me, guys, the things that have been unfolding in the last few months has been unreal. Because I just accept there's already me that's got it. What am I fighting? It's mine. Okay, it's mine. So what would imply to me that I've got it? Would it be hearing somebody asking me about it? Would it be somebody congratulating me on it? Would it be somebody telling me how happy they are because I deserve it? Okay, so always going to the end. What would imply that I already have it? Who am I saying I am? What am I saying I have? Remember, you cannot serve two masters. That's being double-minded. So a lot of people are doing the techniques. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. I've got to visualize. I've got to affirm. I've got to script until my arm falls off. I've got to do inner conversations or whatever. And then they do that, which is the real reality. The minute you are going within and doing something, that's the real reality. Okay, that's what you're going to see copied back. But when it's something that seems so, excuse me, remote to what you've got now, so different, that's where you need to keep reminding yourself. That's what the techniques are for. They're never to get what you want. It's never about what you want. It's who you're saying you are and what you're saying you have. Okay, so if you want to be rich, I am rich and wealthy. Or I am rich and prosperous, whatever resonates with you. Okay, I am a multi-millionaire. Whatever, okay, whatever. There's no one size fits all. Hello, Esros, my lovely. There's no one size that fits all. Okay, sometimes I will see something copied back to me, reflected back to me, and I think, for the next thing that I desire, I think, oh, I'll do that. It doesn't work because it's not, it was natural in that moment. Okay. Picturing that text message from friends or email of people going, actually, I know this works, and it's funny how we can forget that sometimes. Yeah. Or just hear them. Okay. Just have that conversation. We're all connected by energy, remember. You're not trying to change somebody here. You're going within and you're selecting your heart's desired version of what you want or who you want. So yeah, when you were doing those text messages before, it might not work for everything. You might need to put in a different technique, whatever feels natural. Sometimes I will do an inner conversation. Sometimes I will do a picture in my photos. Sometimes I will do affirmations. I cannot robotically affirm. I have tried it. It doesn't work for me. I don't see any change. Doesn't mean to say it won't with you, but for me, it's like if I keep doing it and forcing it, repeating it, for me, it's like I'm trying to make something happen. It doesn't feel natural and normal for me, so I can't. I can still do an affirmation, okay, like, oh, why am I so rich? So Dina, for you, in the money affirmation, because my experience with money is bad, when I say that I'm rich, my mind asks how and from where. So why am I so rich and wealthy? Why my money, I had such a bad money thing, and even a couple of weeks ago I was like, oh my god, getting sucked back into the 3D with the news of living, the cost of living and all that. I'm in the UK and all that, and I was like getting sucked back in. Oh, I'm not going to get any clients, I'm not going to do this. So my clients dropped off because it's a reflection of what I was telling myself. I'm not going to get any clients, nobody can afford it. Okay, so I changed that. Okay, I found a video online with UK money, because normally it's dollars or euros, with it pouring in. Now, I've always said money pours into my accounts. Okay, money pours into my accounts from, on a continual basis, every single day, from multiple sources, in increasing quantities and increasing amounts. Okay, I receive money every single day. Money loves coming to me. Whatever, I have lots of money. I have plenty of money. Whatever is your natural way of talking. There is no point you picking up an affirmation that is not how you would naturally speak. Okay, so if you're doing an affirmation, you've seen somebody have success with saying, I am prosperous and wealthy. Okay, but if a friend said to you, you know, how are you for money? Oh, I've got shitloads of money. That's how you naturally speak. Okay, there's no point you doing, oh, I'm wealthy and prosperous. It would just mean nothing. Okay, so whatever, an affirmation is whatever you would naturally say if you had that thing. Okay, so you can imagine somebody saying to you, hey Dina, how much money do you have in your account? Oh, I've got loads of money in my account. Well, I've got plenty of money in my account. I've got lots of money in my account. You might say a specific figure. I've got $5,000 in my account. So I've always got $5,000 in my account at all times. The minute you're doing that, that is the real reality. But when you go back to looking at the 3D, okay, well, where is it then? That's where you're being double-minded, serving two masters. You either have it or you don't. Okay, so you're either saying you don't have it or you do have it. So again, the how, never your job. The when, right now. Right now, I have a bank account full of money. Because when you persist in that, it will be reflected back. So, because you're having that resistance, why? Or how? How come I have got so much money in my bank account? How come people love giving me money? Why am I so rich and wealthy? Okay, because when you do that, you haven't got the little voice saying, but you're not. Okay, so try that, my lovely. Try askfirmations. Either why, and you, why am I? Because remember, it's your I am that dictates what you have at the end of the day. who you're saying you are and what you're saying you have. I am rich and wealthy. Why am I rich and wealthy? Why do I always feel rich and wealthy? Bring in the feeling. You don't have to feel it when you say it. Okay, but it evokes it eventually. You will. Why do I feel so rich and wealthy? Okay, but you keep repeating it. You're unbothered and unmoved by 3D. That's just a copy. Okay, just the reflection in the mirror. It's the reverberant mirror of what you're doing in here. As within, so without. So if I'm sat looking in this camera and I've got this colour top on, and I look in the camera and I go, oh, for God's sake, I'm not happy. I thought I was wearing a bright pink top. And I smash the mirror. Or I get upset about it. No, the mirror's just doing its job of copying back to me, reflecting back to me of what I put on. Okay, remember Neville Goddard said there's no one to change but self. You're not changing the whole damn world because the whole damn world is you pushed out. Okay, it's your personal reality. Jess, nighttime meditation affirmations work for you. For me, I found, because I'm always so tired at night, so I am aware of what I'm thinking as I'm falling asleep. So I might just be like, oh, my life is so wonderful, magical. You can just do that. You can just say, Dina, as well, as you've got a little bit of resistance, why is it always a favourable outcome for me? Best case scenario, in all areas of my life that I'm more than happy with. You could just say, why does everything work in my favour? Best case scenario, in all areas of my life that I'm more than happy with. You can add in why? Why does everything always work out in my favour? Best case scenario, in all areas of my life, emotionally and financially, that I'm more than happy with. You can just do, why is my life always so magical, amazing, abundant and perfect for me to enjoy and experience? Your subconscious mind knows what you want. Okay? It hears everything. Remember, it doesn't have any eyes, but it hears everything. It's been hearing your thoughts over the years saying, oh, I would love to look like a model, or I'd love to be rich, or whatever. Remember, there's already a version of you that is rich. There's a version of you that's got no money. There's a version of you that's happily married. There's a version of you that's not. All versions exist. All timelines exist. Creation is done. You're simply choosing what you want to experience, okay, that's trickled through, whether good, bad or ugly, okay, from a timeline where you already got it. So you can either accept it or you can say, no, I don't want that. I want this. Okay? You accept it as yours. You keep assuming you already have it right now. You're not waiting for it, because how can you wait? If you're waiting and you keep checking the 3D, you're going to cause more waiting, because nothing is happening out there until you've done it within, till it feels normal and natural. So a very good example was for 5 years, 2 relatives of mine, we had a big falling out, different scenarios, okay, 5 years ago, big falling out, didn't speak to each other, okay. So for a couple of years I was like, well, F them, who cares? And then I thought, no, you know what? I would like to start speaking to them again. So I was still in the assumption that I had to do a technique in order to get something. I forgot. I didn't quite realize that all the techniques are to remind me that I already have it. I already am it. I already have it. Okay, so I was scripting for over a year. I am speaking to, or, you know, I'm talking to so whatever, okay. And in the end, I just thought, that's me still repeating it. That's me still looking for it. So I just said, look, if it was normal and natural, I'd be speaking to them. So I just went around, yeah, whenever I thought about them, yeah, we always talk. Why wouldn't we? Okay, nothing happened. We always talk. Then it came in. Then it was copied back because it was normal and natural. Okay, they got in touch within a month of each other. They haven't got any, you know, they haven't got a connection themselves, but It was, and we never spoke about what had happened before, because we'd shifted into the time. I'd shifted into the timeline where it's normal and natural that we've always talked. Okay, so we've just sort of picked up and carried on talking like normal. Okay, it was never. They've never said anything. I've never said anything. So it's feeling natural and normal about it. Remember, it's who you say you are, what you say you have is what you're going to get. If you want to see your physical world change, you have to change it in here, because this is the real reality. Out there is not. I don't even look at it as out there. Okay, I'm queen of my kingdom. My I am cannot be divided. Okay, there is no, as Neville says, there's no conflict in the divine mind. You are one with source. You are source. You are the power source. You are reality. You're the vortex. You're not trying to get into it. You're not waiting for the universe to deliver it to you. You are it. You give it to yourself as your multi-dimensional spiritual self. You give it to yourself, you experience it within, and the byproduct of that will automatically be reflected back to you. That's the biggest thing that's really helped me to get what I want. Okay, but we all believe different things. If you want to believe what you want to believe, make sure that it's in your favor. Because whatever you're believing, whatever you're assuming, whatever you're telling yourself, whatever you're expecting is what you're going to see. Because out there, it's just a copy. And everybody in it. Okay? Any more questions, my lovelies? Don't forget, if you do want coaching with me, for anybody who comes across this, in the description box below the video is a list where you can find me. Also on Instagram, because I'm not going to be making any more videos for this channel probably. I'm just going to do lives as and when, as long as it stays above 1,000 subscribers, or else I won't be doing a live. But I do it all on Instagram. There's loads of lives that I've done over the last year, 2 years on Instagram, with all the different things on there. But that's the main thing. It's already yours. Nobody can take away what you say you've got. Whatever, the weather, anything, you decide. Nobody can decide for you. Nobody has power over you unless you keep giving your power away to them or to the circumstance. I want to get a visa to travel, but there are some worries that I did not take. Worries that I did not take it. Can you give some affirmations about this? My only worry about my bank account. Okay, so I know lots of my clients have wanted visas. They just assumed they've already got it. So what would imply to you, Dina, that you've got it? What would you need to experience for you to know that it's yours? Okay, if you had it in your physical world right now, what would imply? Would it be holding it? Would it be hearing somebody congratulate you? Would it be you using your visa, being in a different, when you say visa to travel, yeah. I don't know whether you mean a bank visa or a travel visa. But either way, what would feel natural for you to have it? Okay, right now. If I was your fairy godmother and I said, right, abracadabra, here you are, it's yours. What would you experience to make you feel that you had it? Okay, so travel visa. So would that be being in the country that you want to travel to? Okay, so you could give me more. So you want the travel visa for what reason? Where do you want to go? Why do you want the travel visa? To go general, anywhere, or to a specific place? To work or to go to school, study? So give me an example of what you're wanting it for. India, to live there. Okay, so the how, not your job. When, you have your visa right now. Okay, so why am I so happy? Why do I feel so happy that I have my travel visa? Okay, India, to live in there with my SP. What? Okay, so you could do, why do I feel so happy that I've got my travel visa and I can travel to India with my SP or to see my SP there, whatever. Okay, you could hear your SP saying to you, are you traveling with SP or are you going there to where they are? Is your SP already in India? Yes, there. So SP is already in India. So you could hear your SP saying, you know, imagine that he's holding you, okay, cuddling you, energetically. You don't have to vividly see him in your mind's eye. Okay, so again, it depends whether you like to visualize. When I visualize, I do not see in Technicolor or whatever. It's just the fuzzy energy. I know that if I was closing my eyes saying that my husband was hugging me, that it's not my mother. It's not my mother's energy I'm feeling. Okay, so you could imagine that your SP has his arms around you and he's saying, oh, it's so amazing that you're here with me. You know, I love that you're here with me in my country or whatever. So you could do that. You could script if you like scripting, as if you're doing a diary entry. Today, I travelled to India and my SP greeted me as I got off the plane or the train or whatever. Okay, he took me out for a romantic meal, whatever. Remember, it's your reality. It doesn't matter if your SP would never buy you a meal. It doesn't matter whatever. You're selecting your version of them that is how you want them to be. Okay, so you could do, imagine that a family member is saying to you, oh, congratulations, Dina, you got your travel visa. I'm so happy for you. You deserve it. Okay, have fun in India with your specific person, obviously putting in their name. Okay, so there's lots of little ways that I would do it. That's how I would do it. Okay, so ask permission for you, because if you said I have my travel visa, you got a little bit of no, you haven't going on there. Okay, so why do I feel so happy and grateful that I have my travel visa? Why am I so excited that I'm traveling to India to see my specific person? Okay, you can hear your person, somebody congratulating you. You can script as if you got it. Okay, does that help you? Does that make you feel a bit better? Again, the bank account, you're not worried about the bank account. You're trying to think logically that I need this to get that. No, that's not the end. The how is not your job. Believe me, everything that I get, there's no way I could have thought of how. Okay, the how, not our job. That's not part of our job in this. Okay, if you ordered something from Amazon, you're not going to the Amazon depot and saying, right, who's packing my order? What are you packing it in? Are you sending it out now? Okay, no, not your job. You decide what you want, you accept it's yours, you assume you already have it right now, because the future, when you get to it, is right now. You're not waiting for something, you have it right now. There's only now in time and space. So reminding yourself, oh yeah, I already have it. Okay, I already have it. I've already got my visa. Okay, even though you physically don't, not your job, because out there is the copy of what you've done in here. So it will automatically, as a byproduct, become your norm, because you've made it feel normal here. Excuse me. So does that help you, my lovely? How long have I been on here? 48 minutes. Oh, that's good. Don't forget, for coaching, for anybody who's listening, check the description box below. Also shows where I am on Instagram. Also shows my other channel. Other things I do down below. Remember, Dina, your desire to travel to India to be with your specific person is already yours. You can't mess it up. All you can do is delay it. Okay, your desire is there because there's already a Dina who's got her travel visa, who's already with her in India, who's already with her SP. But you have to keep reminding yourself that you are that Dina. If you were in the, well, you are in that timeline now, but you keep coming out of it because you keep looking at the 3D again saying, I don't have it. I don't know how I'm going to get it. Okay, be unbothered and unmoved. That's not your truth. Your truth is who you're saying you are and what you're saying you have, moment to moment when you think about it. Okay, pops into your head and it's like, oh, I really want to go to India. I haven't got my visa. I don't know how I'm going to get it. I remembered it wrong. Stupid me. I remembered it wrong. Why do I already have my visa? Okay, it's already, booked. You can either do it that you're already there, keep thinking of it as if you're already there, or do a mix. It doesn't matter. It all implies that you're there, that you went. Okay, just like Neville with Barbados. If it takes, it doesn't matter how long it takes for it to be reflected back. You're not looking out there. You're not looking to see if it's working. Oh, I'll check my emails and see if it's been approved yet, or if I've got it yet, or I don't know how I'm going to pay for it, or whatever. You've got it right now. Okay, you're not waiting for it. You have it right now. Here, if I want to, as Neville said, if you're chained to a bench, okay, and there's no way you can run, if you close your eyes and you're running around somewhere else, okay, that is your real reality. And if you do it enough, then you will be free from the bench physically and can go and walk around. Okay, remember, out there's the copy. If you haven't done it in here, don't expect to see it reflected back. You haven't got to work out the how. Okay, it's already yours. When? Right now. You keep reminding yourself, who am I saying I am? What am I saying I've got? Okay, so who are you? I'm Dina with a travel visa. I'm going to India and I've got a loving specific person who loves and adores me. Okay, or why, or how come? Okay, how am I? Why am I? Why do I feel? How do I feel so rich and wealthy? Okay, I prefer the why rather than the how if I do an affirmation, but you do you. Okay, whatever is natural to you, whatever technique is natural to you, in any different, you don't have to stick to one. Like I say, I will use inner conversations and get what I want. I will do or see it reflected back. I will do scripting sometimes. I will do visualizing. Okay, I will look at photos as if I have it, showing a friend, take some screenshots or whatever of India, that area. Okay, and imagine you're showing a friend, oh, this is SP and I, we went to this place, we visited this place, we had such a great time. Okay, close your eyes, imagine his arms around you saying, oh, I'm so glad you're here. Okay, it's amazing that you're here. Okay, you haven't got to worry about how you got there. If you've seen yourself there, you do it enough, repeat it enough that it feels natural and normal, it will be reflected, it will happen. Okay, that's the magic of it. You are the magic. You are the reality. You are source. You're queen of your kingdom. Nobody else. Nobody can tell you anything. If they do I accept that or reject that? No. Okay? I've had something come up in the other day and I was like, no, I'm not accepting that. Okay? I'm not ignoring it. I will still do it, but there's no time limit. There's no deadline. You can't lose an opportunity or anything. It's already yours. So it doesn't matter if, say, there's some kind of deadline or something or a date or whatever, and you didn't get that. You just keep telling yourself you've already got it, okay? And then it will get reflected back to you as and when, okay? But as far as you're concerned, you have it right now. Oh, sorry. Wanted to cross my legs. Right. Anybody else before I go? But it's been lovely on here. Hopefully we'll stay above the 1,000 so that I can do another live, because I prefer to do the lives. If you do want to see any of my updated lives that are saved on Instagram, then I'm on there at Sophia Psychic Tarot, which is my other channel as well. But any other questions before I go? Always remind yourself that if you get a desire, there's already a version of you that's got it. So why are you going to deny yourself by fighting against your desire, struggling against it, telling yourself you can't have it? It's yours. Okay, it's already yours. This one will be on the live. It will save on there. You're welcome, Dina, my lovely. You're welcome. Any man, it should save. Don't be scared. Out there is just the copy. Okay? That was the biggest thing. Feeling anxious, feeling scared, fearing that I wouldn't get it. Okay? Now I'm just unbothered and unmoved because it's just the copy. Okay? It's just a byproduct of what I've already been doing in here. And because I'm so aware of my thoughts, I can see where that thought was. And even if you don't, sorry about the sun shining in, even if you don't have to go back and do an archaeological dig on where you had that thought or assumption or expectation or where it came from. You just choose, I don't have to identify with that anymore. I'm not choosing that story anymore. Just like if you're, again, watching a TV program and you're sat there with the remote control going, oh, this is horrible, this is horrible. Well, why aren't you changing the channel? Why aren't you changing the story? You've got a book, you're reading it. Oh, this is awful. Oh, this is horrible. Why am I reading it? Put it back on the shelf and choose what you do want. Everything, creation's done. Whatever you want is yours. If you can think of it, it's yours. You haven't got to justify it. You don't have to convince yourself. You don't have to feel ashamed. You don't have to feel guilty. Because there's already a timeline where you are experiencing it. But how do you get to that timeline? By putting yourself in it right now. And sticking to that. And if you do fall out, you gently put yourself back in. Okay? You don't have to beat yourself up. You don't have to be afraid, oh, I've messed everything up. Oh my God, I've done this. No. Just like if you're hungry and you want food, you go and eat food. Okay? Then you feel satisfied. You feel full. Okay? You don't have to beat yourself up. Hello, Little Light, my lovely. Little Light, if you've got any questions on law of assumption, on getting what you want, I have said everything already on here, but if you've got a specific question on it, then I'll answer it before I go. But it will be saved, man, and Dina, you're very welcome, my lovely. It's already yours. You're not trying to force to get it. You're not changing anything. You see yourself as already have it. You already have it. Okay, you already have it right now. Why whenever I manifest something for my SP and me, it happens with SP and 3P? Okay, so it could be that you're thinking of it rather than from it. So you're just thinking about it rather than saying you are experiencing it. It could be that you're imagining, I like to imagine as if it's me through my eyes. But you don't have to, but it might be that you're imagining it as outside of you, you and him, and then you're seeing it as him and her. Still thinking about the third party. I'm sorry, what third party? If it's only you and him, if you're in a loving, committed relationship with him, there is no third party. So why are you giving them energy? Okay, so that might be why, because you're still thinking about the third party. It could be a whole host of different things. I wouldn't know unless you give me more or we had a chat in a mentoring. Yeah, caught up in the 3D. Keep looking at the 3D. Whether it's through my, but it still happens with him and her. Could be that you're still focused on the third party. Yeah, you see them every day. That's okay. That's his friend. That's his cousin. That's his sister. Okay, that's his cousin from out of town. That's his work colleague. Okay, it depends. If you keep seeing them every day and you're saying, oh, that's his girlfriend, you're keeping her as his girlfriend. Okay, remember, it's not about what you want, it's who you're saying you are. I am in a loving, committed relationship with him. He's forsaken all others to be with me. It's in marriage vows. Do you forsake all others? Okay, he's forsaken all others to be with me. He's only got eyes for me. Your I am cannot be divided. And if you're saying I am in a loving, committed relationship, you're still looking at the one over there. Okay, so you've got the one over there trolling around in your 3D. Okay, going around with the third party. Trying to do a different card. With the third party, okay, and you're seeing them every day doing the imaginal acts in here. Oh, I'm with him, I'm doing this. But then you're seeing them and you're going, look at them together. They're just getting closer and closer. Okay, you're not changing that one out there. You're staying within, unbothered and unmoved by what is happening out there in the copy. Okay, and you're focusing on your heart's desired version. Okay, you're staying within until you experience it in the physical. Okay, but what you're doing is you're doing it all within. Okay, but then you're looking at that one. You drop that one. You're not changing that one. You're staying within with this one, who's totally loves you and adores you, cherishes you, who always chooses you and prioritizes you, who forsakes all others to be with you. Because you're first best, you're number one. Remember, you're perfect and amazing as you are. What's not, it's the story you keep telling yourself. Okay, so although you're doing it within, you're being triggered by seeing them in you're bothered by it. Okay, be unbothered by it. That's not your truth. That's just the photocopy of what I photocopied before. Okay? I don't care. That's not my truth. He's not separate from me. He's with me here. There's no separation in I am. I am cannot be divided. I am in a loving, committed relationship with my SP. Okay, we love and adore each other. We are loyal and faithful to each other. We forsake all others to be with each other. Because there is only us. Okay? Harry's treating me, ignoring. Yeah, if you keep reacting to it, nothing's going to change. You can affirm, you can visualize, you can script until the fucking cows come home. Okay? It has to feel normal and natural within you, because of who you say you are and what you say you have is what you're going to get. The minute you close your eyes, even for 17 seconds, and you hear him telling you, you're the love of my life, I love and adore you, you're everything to me. That is the real reality. But what you're doing is you're opening your eyes, you're looking back at the 3D and you're saying, well, nothing's changed. That's why. Okay, be unbothered. You see him with the other girl? That's just his sister. He's only got eyes for me. He forsakes all others to be with me. Don't even be bothered by that 3D version. You're not changing that version. You're staying with your one in here. Okay, you're having inner conversations within. What you focus on grows. Okay? What you focus on grows. So whatever I'm seeing still playing out in my 3D, okay? You are reality. Everything is reality. It's not an in there and an out there. Okay, so whatever's going on out there, I'm unbothered. If it's the opposite, still, I'm unbothered. I go back to within here to remind myself I already have it. This is how it is. Because out there is just the photocopy. Again, if I stick this in the photocopy, I'm not going to get that come out the photocopier. I'm going to get this. Okay, so whatever you're doing in here is what you're going to see reflected back. So you have to keep coming back within. That's just his sister. And you do it straight away. Okay, you're not like sitting there for 5 minutes going, oh, well, he's just ignoring me. I'm doing all this work to try and get something. You're never getting something. You're never changing somebody. You are going within and you're selecting your desired version of them. and your desired outcome. What would imply to you that you are in a loving relationship and you're not wavering? You're not serving two masters. You're either in the relationship or you're not in the relationship. So you're internally, you put yourself in the relationship, but then externally, you're still bothered and affected by the 3D. Okay? You're not changing that version. That version has to ignore you and be the old version or the unwanted version. Okay? Because you keep seeing him as that. You're expecting him to do that. So you have to stay within, unbothered, unmoved. That's not my truth. I don't know who that is. Do you know who that is? Oh, I think it's just some woman he works with, but he can't stand her. She can't stand him. She only just walks to the office with him or whatever. I don't know what your situation is. Walks to school with him or whatever. A bit nonsense. What is the reason? If you don't mind, please tell me. I cannot do yes, thank you, Dr. Mummy. Let's just can't get rid of you because of the thing. Oh, I can put you in timeout. Thank you. Right, robotic affirming. I can't personally robotic affirm. It does not work for me. Why? Because if I keep affirming for it, it's reminding me I don't have it. Okay, I do other things that can put me, because I know that everything I want is mine. I don't need to do robotic affirming anymore. And when I did, it didn't fucking work anyway. I never saw anything change. The only time it did was when I went general for somebody else. Something was happening to a family member of mine and I didn't want them to get into trouble, so I just kept saying it was a favourable outcome for them that they're more than happy with. Okay, despite everything that I was physically going through with my eyeballs and my ears, I stayed within, kept repeating all morning that it was a favourable outcome for them, that they'd be more than happy with, and it was, despite all the odds. Okay, so that might be right. Sierra's happy with someone else. Yeah, you can see her with someone else, but at the end of the day, what you focus on grows. I wouldn't give her any energy. She's not in your relationship. Within you, in the real reality, she's not in your relationship. There's you and him. Okay? So, Esros, if you've been listening already, then you will know what I've been saying. Okay? Let me just let the dog out a minute. Excuse me. But if not, then listen back when the live's ended. How can I remove a third party? What third party? Remember who you say you are and what you say you have. You're not trying to remove anybody. If it's your assumption that you are in a loving relationship with your SP, why are you even thinking of a third party? You can't remove them, because the more you keep looking at them, they're there. What you focus on grows. You stay within, unbothered, unmoved. That's not your truth. That's just the copy of what you've done before. Okay, by saying, I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know who that is. There's nobody like that in my reality, and there's nobody like that in my SP's life. Oh, why? Because he's only devoted and committed to me. He forsakes all others to be with me. I'm the love of his life. He'll always choose me in prioritize me. Okay, it's the story you're telling yourself. It is literally, don't give energy to what you don't want to keep seeing out there. Regardless, okay, regardless of whether it's still playing out in the 3D. Okay? You're not trying to change that one walking around in the 3D. You're staying connected to your heart's desired version, who already loves you and adores you. Okay? So you don't give her any energy. The more you keep giving her energy, the more she's going to burn brightly there. If you don't want a fire to burn, you stop putting coal and fuel on it. Okay? You don't give it any energy. You take your energy off it. You're unbothered by that. That 3D version of your SP is not your SP. That's the one that you've already created, chosen through your previous assumptions and beliefs and expectations. That's why you're doing all the work within, but then you're not seeing anything change out there because you're waiting to see him change. Yeah, but I'm doing this, but he hasn't changed. Okay, you're not waiting for anything. You are who you're saying you are. I am little light in a happy, loving, committed relationship with SP. And what are you saying you have? A beautiful relationship with my SP. We totally love and adore each other, devoted and committed to each other. I feel so loved and desired by him. Okay, do the ask formations. Why is my SP so devoted and committed to me? Why does my SP forsake all others to be with me? Why does my SP only choose me and want only me? Okay, you can try that. Hello, Blessed Foods. And it's lovely that you're all here as well. Like I say, this is my first live on this channel because I finally reached 1,000 subscribers, so I can go live. So I do thank you all for those of you who've subscribed. I do have videos that I have done on this channel. You can watch them. You can hear success stories as well in a playlist. But also the majority of my work that I do for coaching and mentoring on the law of assumption is on my Instagram. However, I am going to try and do more lives now because I prefer to do lives and make videos talking about it. It's easier when I'm answering your questions. It's more personal. Okay, there's so many videos already out there that, you know, there's no point me keep making them because I've said the basics. The sun's really shining on my glasses and I apologise. Try and move around a little bit here. So, any other questions before I disappear? As I've been on here for over an hour. Some of it I might have already answered somebody else's. If you've just joined in, welcome. Make sure that you go back and listen. When I finished, it'll be there live. I mean, you know, saved as a live under the live headings. If you do want coaching with me, if you're really stuck, if you find that you're not making progress and you've been at it for a while, in the description box below, doesn't have to be me, it can be another coach. Invest in a coach, just like people do with personal trainers or dietitians or whatever, okay? It's to help you. Thank you, Jess. I'm hoping it stays above it because it's just on the 1,000. So anybody watching, subscribe, or else I'm going to have to wait till it comes back up to the 1,000 again. It sort of fluctuates on here. How long does that take to manifest a change? It takes as long as it takes it for you to feel natural and normal about it. Okay, you're not forcing anything out there. If you're looking at the time, you're going to create more time. Okay, time, distance and separation is an illusion. You're not separate from your SP. You keep seeing him as separate from you. That's why you keep seeing the reflection, the photocopy that is separate from you. You're waiting to change something. You have it now. You have to give it to yourself now. You from now on are going around as little light who is in a loving, committed relationship. You are his girlfriend right now. You're not waiting for it. Okay, you see the 3D version with somebody else, so that's not my desired version. I don't even know who that is. Oh, that's just some girl he's walking to the office with, or whatever, his sister or whatever, and she's got her own boyfriend. She doesn't even like him. Whatever, it's just a friend. Whatever story you want to put in there. But if you're saying how long does it take to manifest, you're not manifesting anything. Creation's already done. You're choosing and you're accepting it as yours right now, my lovely. That's why. And at the beginning of the live, I said that was the biggest thing that effed me up for a long, long time, was doing all the techniques thinking I was getting something and then looking at the 3D saying, well, where is it? How long does it take? Why is everybody else getting it but I'm not? No, it doesn't work like that. Okay? You do everything within here, your imagination, which is your thoughts, which is your visuals, which is your inner conversations, your inner chatter all day long. The story you're telling yourself is the real reality. Out there is just the faithful copy that's being photocopied, that you photocopied, and it's the copy. Okay, it's the reflection. But if you keep looking to out there, wondering why nothing's changed and how long is it going to take, all you're doing is seeing no change, and it's going to take longer. You have to keep repeating the new story of who you are and what you have until it feels so natural and normal that it feels unnatural not to have it or be it. Okay? Will automatically change. The 3D is the automatic byproduct of what you're doing in here, my lovely. Okay, so you need to shift your way of thinking because you're still looking for it. You're still watching version A, going around 3D version and wondering why he's not changing and still ignoring you and getting closer to the third party. That's why. Okay, because you're still focused on the 3D. Be unbothered, be unmoved. That's not your truth. Your I am cannot be divided. There is no conflict in the divine mind. Okay? You are source. Okay? You're the electricity. You're the power source. You are the universe. You are the vortex. You are reality. Everything that's playing out in your physical world is just the copy, the reflection, the photocopy, the reflection. Okay? So, start to get into, I'm not changing that version. I can't change that version. That's the movie you've already made. Okay, that's movie number 1. You're making movie number 2. There's already a little light who is in a loving, committed relationship with that SP. So what would you need to experience to make that feel normal and natural? Okay, is it hearing him tell you that he loves you so much and adores you? Okay, that he forsake all others for you? He's totally devoted and committed to you. Is it hearing a friend, hey, little light, how are you and SP getting on? Okay, how are you and SP getting on these days? Oh, you know, what would be your normal, natural response? Oh, absolutely, it's good, thanks. We love each other so much. Yeah, we're a lovely couple. Hear them say, oh, so happy for you. You deserve it. You're a beautiful couple together. Okay? When something happens in parallel universe, how could it happen here there's little hearts. Hang on, I can't get here. Can you explain that? There is only now in time and space. There's only one physical body. Okay? But you are not this body. You are not your thoughts or your emotions. They're just the human side of us. Okay? We are multi-dimensional. That's why we're limitless. That's why you can have, be, and do whatever you want. So there's, as creation is finished and all versions of everybody exist, you are choosing what you want. Okay, so you get a little thought come in to your head and you think, oh, you either like it or you don't like it. Oh, I don't like that. So we might worry and worry and worry. Okay, or we can say, oh, I want that. So yesterday a new desire popped into my head. Okay, I thought, oh yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's mine. Because it is mine right now. Where's it coming from? A multi-dimensional version of me, as all outcomes already exist. All timelines exist. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay? It's trickling through, and you can choose whether you want it or not. Okay? The minute you decide you want it and accept it's yours, you have to keep reminding yourself that you already are it or have it. Okay? So that's where it comes from. There's not another physical you walking around. Okay? So it is the multi-dimensional energetic version of you. Remember, in the Bible it says, whatsoever you desire, believe you have received it and you will. Or Einstein, everything is energy. Okay, everything is energy. That's all there is to it. Match the frequency, the timeline okay, of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. I think he said afterwards, this is not philosophy, this is life or something. I can't remember what the last bit was. So when I desire something, I can say, right, yeah, I want it, or I don't. I choose it. If I choose it, then I accept it's mine. I'm claiming it. Yeah, that's fine. Right, so there's already a version of me that's got that. So how do I get... Remember when I said I wanted to change my, add some different bits into my web page, okay, and PayPal. And when I went on to PayPal, it had all changed. And I didn't understand the new way of doing it. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I want to add this into my webpage, but this is just gone above me. Okay, so I spent ages trying to find a YouTube video, trying to think to myself, I'm going to have to ring them up. I'm going to have to ring them up and ask them how to do it. I did a search online as general, and somebody said even the people on there don't know how to do it or something like this. So I was like, right. The next day, I reminded myself, there is already a version of me that's done it. So if it's already done, how would I be thinking? I went and made a cup of coffee, and I said to myself, I'm so happy that I sorted out my website, that I've got what I want on there. Straight away, when I got back upstairs to my computer with my coffee, it was like I had that download from that timeline that I jumped into of how to do it. And I sat there and I thought, I can't do this. Is this going to work? Is this like, what the hell? And I thought, I've got to go with it, because this is how I obviously did it in this timeline. And I did it. Within 5 minutes, I'd done it. And it wasn't even anything to do with the PayPal side of it. I went into the HTML of my website and did it in there, which I would never have logically thought to do. I put myself in the end as if it was already done, and it automatically, the how came to me. Okay? You're multi-dimensional. What you want is yours right now. You're not waiting for it. Time is an illusion. Separation is an illusion. You're not separate from anything you want. If you want to experience it, you can close your eyes and see yourself or hear yourself or script that you already have it. Okay? In a dialogue. So does that answer that for you, Iman? You know, for me as well, just like with anybody who passes over, just because their physical body is gone, they've gone back into energy, love and light energy. Okay, so that's why gone somewhere, still around. Okay, you have access to all dimensions if you can think of it. Okay, think from it, from that version of you that already has it. Is there a version of me that lives in my deceased? Yes. Okay. Multi-dimensionally, you're still together. That's why if you close your... When I first started talking to spirit, for those of you, I've got another channel, I'm a psychic, okay. When I was first hearing spirit, I was thinking it was just me. I was making it up because I was expecting to hear a different voice. I was expecting to hear a man or a woman's voice. I was expecting to hear a foreign language voice or a deep voice or a high voice or whatever. Okay, I didn't realise that it's it was me. Okay, I mean, it's not me. I wouldn't say those things. It's sometimes spirit will say something that I would not have thought of. Okay, so it's the so how I hear them is sort of in my thoughts. So when you if you close, so if you're having an inner conversation with your specific person or with your boss or with anybody, because you're talking to somebody in your head all day, you cannot switch your inner conversation off until you go to sleep. Okay, so for me, it's the same. Whoever's passed over that I know, I would just put my hands on my heart and talk to them and hear what they're saying back. Okay, it might not be instantly. I might have to do it a few times. Okay, but I built up that muscle within my mind anyway, that it's natural for me anyway. So yes, everything is there. That's why, you know, when you said in your faith, your religion, which is man-made, okay, is that 40 days gone, poof, gone, not there. Okay, well, he is still there. That's why I can still communicate with him. He's not gone anywhere. That's why you're still feeling him around you. That's why you're still communicating with him. Okay, that's only because of your belief in the 3D world, if you like, what you've been taught. Okay, but now you know different. As I just said, okay, so by putting your hand on your heart, just like you would do with your specific person, they are still a specific person in your life. Okay, and speak to them. Hey Dad, you know, what do you think of my job today? What do you think of, what would you like to say to me? What would you like to say to Mum? What do you think about this? Okay, now for me, if it comes in on this side, then I know it's sort of my ego, it's me. For me, spirit comes in on this side, on my right side. So I sort of know, even though it's in my voice, it's within me. I know that's spirit. Okay? So try it. It might be a different side for you. But you'll know. You can say, you know, okay, I take that what you've just given me, thank you, but can you show me a sign? Okay, can you show me a sign? Not for when you're manifesting, because you will see the sign. If you said, show me a blue car, you're going to see a blue car. Okay, so just don't be specific. Just say, Iman, let me know that this was you. That this was really you talking to me. He will. Doesn't have to be instantly. It might be later that day. It might be the day after. It might be the day after that. Okay, but you'll get something and you will say, that was my dad. Okay. He is there. I saw him a few days ago back when I was sleeping in the house, roaming around. There you go then. For those of you who've joined in and I've got a cough, it's because I'm getting over COVID. I saw the exact scene of the family gathering and where he was. There you go. Okay. Don't doubt it. Where do you think your dreams come from anyway? Okay, our senses, our physical senses are a filter. Okay, because when we sleep at night, that's your subconscious being allowed to go and explore all realms, all versions of you and everybody and all the places. You cannot do that physically. That's why we've got our sort of senses, our eyes and ears and whatever, our touch and that. Because if we were doing that in our everyday lives, our physical bodies could not cope with that. Okay, so your dreams, now I know, finally, I mean, I've always dreamt. Ever since, if I haven't dreamt, then I know I haven't been asleep. Okay, because I dream every night. So, but I understand now, because sometimes you do wake up. Sometimes I'll have dreams and it feels like an adventure movie. Sometimes it's a horror movie. Sometimes it's really felt like I've been there. Well, I have. Multi-dimensionally. I have experienced that. But you couldn't do it. You couldn't be in London 1 minute and in New York the next minute in a matter of seconds. Your physical body could not physically do it. Okay, but that's what it's like When you are wanting something, your desire, that's why it's already yours, because there's already a version of you that's got it. You choose it. Yes, that's what I want, or I don't want that. Okay? Doesn't matter what out there is showing you. The real reality is within you. Whatever you're doing within you, the out there is the byproduct, the reflection, the photocopy of what you've copied. Okay? It's the copy. So again, like at lunchtime, still sunny now. Okay, it wasn't. It was cloudy. I was sat there shivering. And I closed my eyes and I said to myself, no, it's lovely and sunny. So if I want to see it sunny out there, I have to close my eyes and imagine me sat here eating my lunch with a blue sky and the sun shines out. 20 minutes later, from where there was no patch of blue sky, it was sunny. And it's been sunny ever since. It's gorgeous. So when my friend tells me something bad, I feel triggered and tell my mind I don't want to experience that. Now I will practice here in the universe from my ears. Yeah. I started to ask him questions like, what is the building? What is that building for? And he will guide me to a newspaper where it's written on something. There you go then. So you've already put it into practice. Intuitively, naturally, normally. It felt natural and normal. You weren't forcing anything. So when a friend tells you something bad, remember, when things come up, you choose in that moment, whatever, and you put the news story in. You can hear your friend saying what you wanted to hear. Okay, so if they said something like, oh no, you can never have that. Where's the real reality in here? Okay, don't shoot the messenger. Everybody's a reflection of you. So you can imagine what you'd want them to hear. What are you hearing them say? How many times in any of Neville's lectures, where he's had people with success stories, where they've had a telephone call and then they've put the phone down and they've sat there and they've heard the telephone call as they wanted it to be until it felt natural. They might have repeated it once, they might have done it a couple of times until it felt natural and they went about their day, and then that's what unfolded. Okay. Dina, because I heard that mind loves to experience everything, but I do not want that. I only want... Yeah, I mean, there's all versions. You can't deny that. We have about 60,000 thoughts a day. But your thoughts do not control you. That's what a mental diet is. You're choosing, you're being aware that if you're worrying and stressing about something, why am I worrying and stressing about it? Because there's already a version of me that's got it. So if I've already got it, what would I need to experience, or what would imply that I have it now? Even though you're physically not seeing it, take your focus off the 3D world. It's just a copy. If you haven't done it in here, you're not going to see it out there. Honestly, that is the biggest thing. Okay? As within, so without. You're not separate from what you want. Okay? Even if your 3D is showing you that you're physically separate from it, you're being ghosted, you're being ignored, you're being this, that and the other, you don't have this, that and the other, or whatever, you can close your eyes and experience it within. That's the real reality. And the more you keep coming back within and experiencing it within as the real reality, it will automatically be reflected back to you. Whether it takes a day, an hour, a week, 2 weeks, okay? For me, it can be literally instantly. It can be the same day. It can be a couple of days. It can be a couple of weeks. It can be a couple of months. But I know if I've done it in here, I don't give a fuck when it's showing up in the 3D, because it will. The 3D is just the mirror. Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm not desiring it anymore. I desire it. I still want it, but I know it's already mine. I've made it feel natural within me that it's mine. It feels unnatural not to have it. I wouldn't be looking for it. Okay, like Neville, Abdullah told Neville when he taught him how to do this for when he wanted to go to Barbados. Okay, that was his first experience of it. He was like, why do you keep asking me? Slamming the door in his face. You can't keep asking me how to get there when you're already there. So again, that's why we've got, you can't serve two masters. You either have it or you don't. Okay, so my dog was a really fussy eater. Okay, she could go 2 or 3 days without eating a dinner, but I could notice I was like putting her dinner down, or she's not going to eat this. She probably is not going to eat this today, so she didn't fucking eat it. Okay, but then I was really strict. I would say, no, my dog eats her dinner up every single day, and I put the dish down, and she'd be like, start to walk away, and I'd say start to think, oh, she's not going to, and I'd say, no, she's either eating her dinner or she isn't. So I'd say, she's eating her dinner. And even if it was like, even if she did bugger off and then come back 10 minutes later, whatever, she eats her dinner every day. Okay, for the last month, she's eaten her dinner every day. Whereas before, she was going a couple of days, she was being sick, it was horrendous. Okay, everything, because I kept that story in place. I was expecting her to act that way. Through the story, I kept saying, I don't think she's going to eat this, or oh, she's probably going to be sick again, or whatever. Okay, so always look at what your story is. Right, okay, any final questions before I go, because we have dropped in numbers, so it'd be ideal for me to come off. Again, if you do need coaching, you know where I am. If you need, in the description box, anything more, all the different things I've gone over is on Instagram. I will be doing more lives if it stays above the thousands, but again, thank you for all of you that have subscribed, even when I haven't done a video for 2 years on this channel. But I would rather be doing answering your questions like this, so it's instant relief, so that it's instant for you to go away from today, remembering there is only now in time and space. The past or out there is, you know, it's whatever you're shining your light on is what you're going to keep illuminating. So only shine your light within on the story that you want to be experiencing, as if you have it now. So I hope this has answered all your questions. Listen back if you need to, as a reminder. If not, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so when I come on again. I don't know when I will be next on, but I will try and make it a regular thing at different times as well, as and when I'm free. But don't be a stranger. I'm here to help you. If you do want the personal coaching, details are in the description box below. I'm happy to help everybody. That's what I'm here for. Okay, I've been through everything. I've tried everything. We are all different. Don't beat yourself up. Remember, what you desire is because there's already a version of you that's got it. But you choose whether you do want it or not. Because all versions, everything's going on. You don't want to select the baddie things. You don't want to select the ugly things. We only want to select what we're here. We're here not to just survive. We're here to thrive. We are here to have whatever we want because we're limitless. Okay, but we've been taught that we have to work hard, or we have to do this, or we have to do that. No, you can make up any story. I get paid for doing nothing. Okay, you can tell yourself, why do I get paid for doing nothing? When I do nothing, I get everything. It's only what your assumption is and your expectation and your belief. Okay, what you keep repeating to yourself is what is going to be reflected back to you. Okay? Don't be scared. Okay, don't be scared. I don't tend to get nervous or anxious anymore because I just know straight away, okay, yes, I can usually trace it back to somewhere where I was thinking it, okay, or I will just say no. That's not my desired outcome. That's not what's going to make me happy. Remember, my go-to thing is, it's always a favourable outcome for me. In best case, it's always a favourable outcome for me. Best case scenario, excuse me, in all areas of my life, emotionally and financially, that I am more than happy with. That is my big overall one. Okay, or my life has always been If you put the word always in, that's meaning it's always been that way. Okay, when you shift timelines, your timeline past is different. Okay, your memories will become different. Not completely like you're a completely different person, but that's how people will do bigger long-term revision. But revision is revising it with a new story straight away on the spot. Okay, the unwanted comes up, you look at it, you see it, you're like, okay, that's not my truth. That's a byproduct of something I've done before. You might remember doing it before, you might not have a clue. Okay, and you just say, I'm not choosing that anymore. Put it back into the quantum realm. You're putting it back. You don't have to hang on to it and mull it over and be scared by it. No, I'm choosing this. This is my truth. But the biggest thing, remember, is your I am. Who you say you are. I am. I am rich and wealthy. I am in a loving, committed relationship. What do you have? I have a loving, devoted relationship. I have a loving, committed partner. Okay, I have lots of money in my bank account. Whatever. Okay, but it's got to feel normal and natural. So what would imply that you have it right now? Because in your imagination, you do have everything right now. You're not separate from anything. There is no time. You have it right now. Okay, and you just keep putting yourself in there until it feels normal and natural. You might do it once, you might do it twice, you might have to do it a couple of times. But when it feels normal and natural, it automatically gets reflected back as and when. When with the COVID, okay, I'm a bugger for buying pillows, because I buy a really comfy pillow, or I might buy a pillow that's lumpy and bumpy, but I'll buy a pillow and then it'll go flat after a couple of months, okay, or weeks sometimes, depending. And with COVID, because of coughing and everything, I was like, oh, just felt like every lump and bump, my neck ached, I just couldn't, I was coughing. And I just kept saying to myself, no, I sleep soundly every night. I sleep on lovely soft pillows. 3 days later, so I'd done it for 2 nights, on the third day, I'd been out with the dog, put her back in the car, driving back, and I saw a supermarket, and I thought, it wasn't my normal shopping day, but I just had this urge, inspired action, to go in there. Okay, it felt normal and natural. You don't know what inspired action is until you've already done it. Okay, it's natural and normal. You do it as a matter of course, and then you can link it back. Okay, so I went in there and was just mooching around. I was like, don't even know why I'm in here. Picked up a couple of bits and that, and then I saw just one pillow, because it was in like a supermarket that they have bits in the middle. I don't want to say the supermarket name, but it was in there, just one. There were 3 pillows, a brand name, this pillow, and I thought, you know what, I'm just getting it. Oh my God, it is bliss. It is soft. It is the best pillow I have ever had. I don't care if it goes flat, because I will be getting another one of the same because it is like sleeping on a fluffy cloud. It is superb. That took just 2 nights. I wasn't even thinking I must get a new pillow. I wasn't thinking about getting a pillow. I was just saying to myself, oh, I sleep so soundly, I sleep so heavily. Remember what the last thing at night. But for me, in the morning, I'll get up, I'll make a cup of tea or whatever, I'll go to the loo, and then I get back into bed, and then I will do my inner story as if I'm queen of my kingdom. What do I have? Who am I saying I am? What do I say I have? A lot of it I've got, instead of a vision board, I've got on my iPad as photos. Okay, so I've taken a screenshot of my bank account and I've adapted it to the money I want to see in it. My subscribers, how much I earn a month, what my body looks like. Okay, everything. You can change everything about your body, your appearance, your life, the weather, anything. You are everything, and everything is you. Remember, there is no conflict in the divine mind. In the divine mind, you are one with source. You are source. You are the power supply. Okay? The toaster, the fridge, the washing machine can't work unless it's plugged into the power source. So your affirmations won't work unless it's plugged into you as your I am. Remember, the techniques do not get you what you want. It's never about what you want or who you want. You're not changing anything out there. You are deciding who you are and what you're saying you have, because that's what you're going to get. Okay, my lovelies, I will leave that with you. Hope you've enjoyed this live. Love and light.